Hi everyone! So today I'm filming part 2 of my 4-part 2000s Barbie collection video. So this is featuring all of my Barbies from 2002 to 2003, not including her friends and family. They will be in other videos, obviously. So a lot of these dolls I grew up with, so I'm really excited to share them with you. This is one of my favorite eras of Barbie because that's what I grew up with. That's what I played with mostly as a kid, like the early 2000s. So I'm really excited for you guys to meet these dolls. The first installment of this series was filmed well before this. I haven't been able to find like a good sunny day where I had time to film this second part, so that's why it's very disjointed and I'm sorry about that. So as always, if you are looking to identify any doll using my collection, feel free to check out my Flickr. I have detailed pictures of all of these dolls, all of their outfits. A lot of them are wearing the improper clothes, but I probably have them identified on my Flickr. Introduce you to all of my 2002 and 2003 Barbies. So this is a quick pan. There aren't as many in this particular video as there were in the last one. In fact, the other two videos will probably be a little bit smaller. So starting over here, we have Rio de Janeiro Barbie. I loved the Rio de Janeiro line. It was one of my favorite beach-themed Barbie collections growing up, and it still is to this day. This was, I believe, my very first doll from this line. I named her Autumn, and I just loved how like bare-faced and beautiful she was, and I love this like era of Barbie's facial screening. Like, this is my favorite face on Barbie. Beautiful. So then we have my 3 Style and Pup Barbies. So I have the African American, the brunette, and the blonde. These two here, the brunette and the African American, were my childhood dolls. So her name is Beyonce and her name is Alicia. So my first one was this brunette lady in the middle here named Alicia. So she's really, really special because I got her on, I want to say October 31st, 2002. I think I got her on Halloween night. So that was the first year without my mom. She had passed away that August. And my dad really didn't want to take us trick-or-treating without her. And I was really upset because I thought it was unfair. When my dad bribed me by saying I could get a doll, I thought that was way cooler because, you know, honestly, I only liked getting candy. I didn't really like dressing up and being around other kids. So I got Alicia. I picked her out at my local Walmart and I loved her so much. And I remember calling and I played with Alicia and probably whatever Kid Katie doll she got. So she's really, really special. And then we have Beyonce over here, who I really liked this line, and I thought she was a super pretty African-American doll. And I was really obsessed with the singer Beyonce, like, not her music at the time, but like her, I thought she was really beautiful, so I named a lot of dolls after her. And then we have my blondie over here, who I got for free, actually. My neighbors put out a bunch of free Barbie stuff in the spring of 2015. It's on my Flickr. We call it Free Friday Finds, and she was one of the dolls. And I was really excited to have the blonde version because I love collecting all of the variants. Speaking of Free Friday Finds, this is Flower Surprise Barbie. This doll's name is Sugar. She is also from Free Friday Finds. And I was really excited to get her because over here, my other Flower Surprise Barbie named Candy was one of my favorite Barbies growing up. I just think she's so beautiful, one of my prettiest Barbies of all time. So the story behind Candy is that I was with my sister and my fake aunt, my mom's best friend. It was like, I probably was like 12 when this happened. We were out with her at the mall and I saw Candy at KB Toys and I loved her. I thought she was so beautiful. But I was too shy to like bring it up to my aunt because I didn't want to like, you know, ask for a doll. So when my dad went and like picked us up on the way home, I had mentioned this Barbie and he took me back to the mall and we got her. So she was really special because my dad made a special trip just for her. And I played with her all the time. She's one of the last Barbies I played with as a kid. Speaking of special Barbies from childhood, this is Susan. This is Cut and Style Barbie from 2002. My dad is the sort of person where he could never stick to anything consistent. So when my mom was alive, we got allowance. We got like $2 in allowance in like change, and if we misbehaved or didn't do something, we'd lose a dime. My dad didn't really do allowances. His way of kind of compensating after my mom passed away was to buy me like a doll every week. That's how I ended up with so many as a kid. Anyways, at some point he tried out this whole allowance thing, and he was gonna give me like $10 a week. Well, when we were at Kmart the first week of this, I saw Susan, and I love hair gimmick dolls, especially because like she had growing hair. She has like a hole on top of her head here. I don't know if you can see it. It's like a little port where the hair comes out so you can cut it. And I was all about that life, but I think she was like 12 or 15. So my dad, of course, the first week of the allowance was like, oh, well, if you go over $5 or so, I don't mind kicking in, you know, blah, blah, blah. And that was like the only week I actually had an allowance, and we didn't even stick to it. So he got me Susan, and what makes her really, really special to me is because I remember after I got this doll, every time we were at a store and we saw her refillable hair cartridges, my dad would always offer to buy me them, and he's like, oh, we should stock up so you have plenty. And I don't know, I didn't play with her a lot as a kid, but as an adult, like, she just is one of my 2000s Barbies that reminds me the most of my dad, and like, I don't know, I really love her, and I'm so glad to still have her, and she'll always be one of my most special. The Princess of the Portuguese Empire, and the Danish Court, and then the African Dolls of the World Princess. So these three are Dolls of the World. I got them all together from a guy at an indoor flea market in 2013 or 2012. I think it was 2012, yeah. I always loved the Dolls of the World because they're so beautiful and they're such high quality, and they have like a diversity of ethnicities. So they were like, I think $2 each, but you can see here that they're really discolored, like especially these two. Like, she's fine, but they're really, really discolored. They went all yellow. I think they were around nicotine or something, which is a shame, but I love this doll. She's like really beautiful curly hair. And then of course the African princess is like so beautiful because her skin is just so dark, and she has like the most amazing makeup. I love them. So then we have Sleepover Girls Barbie, the African American variant. Her name is Reggie, and she was one of my favorite Barbies growing up. I think I got her at Target when I was maybe 11. I got her and Kelly because I love collecting Kelly sets. Kelly's name is Rachel. You'll see her in my Kelly collection later on. But I just loved her, and I love sleepover themed sets, and I played with her all the time, and I played with this outfit all the time. I'm surprised it looks as nice as it does because I crammed my sparkling Princess Jasmine in it every chance I had. Then we have my two Mystery Squad Barbies. So this was my first one. I bought her at the flea market in I think 2011 or early 2012. She was inside the flea market from actually the lady I bought my very first secondhand Bratz doll from. I got her and my very first blonde Swan Lake Barbie you'll meet in a minute. But I really wanted Mystery Squad Barbie because I loved Kenzie. And then later on, like not even that long after, within the same year, I got this lady at the Salvation Army. She was in a bag with Fashion Photo Barbie and my second Jam and Glam Teresa, and I really wanted Fashion Photo Barbie. So I just kind of got her as a bonus, and she's in really nice shape. She even has her shoes. Then we have my two Happy Family Baby Doctors, the original one from '02. So I got this one first. I got her the first year I got back into collecting in 2011. So my dad and I and Colleen were at this indoor flea market, and it was kind of overpriced, and the stuff sits around for like years and years, but this one lady had decently priced dolls, and I recognized Baby Dr. Barbie. I had to get her. My dad bought her for me, and she was the same lady I got my first Sunkissed Summer Chloe from. It might have even been the same day. And then we have my second Baby Dr. Barbie, who I got in the Happy Family lot of 2012. And she's even got her coat here, which is really cute. I love these. I always wanted them as a kid. I just never got them. Especially wish I had the African American one. And I'm so sorry about Mermaid Fantasy Barbie's boobs showing. This top doesn't stay on. She's a nudist. So I got her in the 60 doll bin of 2013. So it was just this big lot that we found on opening day at the flea market that had 60 Barbies. And I had Kayla growing up, so I was really excited to find her. I mean, look at that beautiful pink hair. And this shirt I actually got later on from the Laguna bin, so that's why it's in really bad shape. So I'll just keep her covered. So then we have 2002 birthday Barbie. Was also from the 60 doll bin, as was this brunette lady. I got a lot of dolls, so there happened to be a lot in this particular video. She's really pretty. I have the '01 version, the African American, and the way you tell them apart is through their body molds. She has the 99 body, the other one has, I think it's the 91 body. And like I said, this is the brunette 2002 princess. And then I have two blondes who I got from the Free Friday Finds lot. So they were both together. They were both like little sister dolls. I love getting duplicates together. It sounds weird, but they remind me of like when me and my sister were little girls and my parents bought us each one of everything. But what's interesting is this one has Connectlon hair and this one has Saran. And then we have my two XOXO Barbies. I got them from the 60 doll bin together. I think that lot was like owned by two siblings because there was two of a lot of things. They're really adorable, and this is the right outfit in case you're wondering, but I love their red lips. Then we have Perfectly Halloween Barbie. So back before I got a lot of dolls at the Salvation Army, like up until very recently, like the end of December, I never really found much there. Maybe the lone doll or two, and she was probably the nicest doll that I had found there ever up until like I said, very recently. I just saw her there one day for $1 or $2 wearing this outfit, and I thought she was so pretty and I couldn't leave her there to be all dirty. Pop Sensation Barbie, sorry. I got her and actually Tooth Fairy Barbie right next to her from the Disney Store lot of 2015, and she can't sit because of the body she has, but I used to like these dolls in stores because I thought they were really unique looking, and she reminds me of Generation Girl Tori. Like, look at that face, and I love her like two-toned hair and the crimps. And like I said, Tooth Fairy Barbie was also from that lot. She's so cute. I love these like simple Barbies because they tend to have like really beautiful faces. Then we have Fantasy Tales Barbie in the Nutcracker with Marzipan. This is my childhood doll. I loved collecting African American dolls, in case you can't tell. I tended to have the AA versions of everything. I thought she was really pretty and I loved her hair, but she's beautiful. And I almost got rid of her when I first got back into collecting in 2011. I'm really glad she didn't sell at the yard sale because she's stunning. So then I have my two other ladies. They're blonde. I personally think she's prettier, but they're gorgeous. I love their green eyes. This is my first one. I got her in the fall of 2011 from Bratz Guy. So she was in a lot with a bunch of Bratz dolls, and she used to have like green stains on her, but luckily I was able to get them out. And then she came from the Laguna bin of 2013. And she was also in really gross shape, and I don't have her outfit exactly. So then we have my five Swan Lake Barbie is Odette dolls. Yes, 5. This was a really good seller, and I only made a point of buying 2 of them separately. So this is my childhood doll. Beyonce. The Beyonce. One of my favorite African American dolls of all time. So there is quite the story behind her. I was at Toys R Us one afternoon with my dad, and I was like 11. And I saw this line had just hit stores. And I'd always had kind of like a thing for princess dolls. I don't know why, but I always thought they were really pretty and I wanted to buy them. I really liked the line. And when I saw, I think it was the African American Prince Daniel, and I looked at the back of his box and I saw the advertisement for Beyonce, for the AA Barbie, I fell in love. And the thing about the advertisements is they showed them as being like really, really dark skinned. Almost as dark as like Africa Barbie over there. And I loved that because a lot of Barbies from this time were kind of like more light tan instead of dark, and I just loved like the really dark, like, you know, American Girl Addie skin. I kept looking for her and I couldn't find her in the store. She wasn't in stock, so I asked my dad and he talked to an employee and they said that they were getting a shipment of the African American dolls. I think that like on a certain date, it was like a month off. So I waited like several weeks to get this doll, and the day that they got the shipment, my dad took me to Toys R Us, and honestly I was a little disappointed when I saw her in person because she's so much lighter than I thought she'd be, but I really loved her anyways, and my dad bought her for me, and that was one of the few times in my life that I like actually got something like that was like fresh, brand new to the store, and that we like, you know, basically called ahead for, because usually I liked what was out of date. So she's really special, and I played with her all the time, like I said. And then this is Solange, her twin. She came from the 60 doll bin, as did the doll next to her. She's in not a very good condition. You can see she's missing like a bit of her eyebrow, but I love her. And actually, I don't think many of these had their outfits when I got them. I happened to mate a lot of them with their outfits. And then this was my first blonde lady. I bought her separate with Mystery Squad Barbie in 2011 or 2012. I really wanted the Caucasian version of Beyonce. And she's not as nice actually as this doll. And then this was my newest one. I got her in the fall of 2014 with a bunch of Kelly dolls, the Kelly lot at the flea market. And what's cool about her is she looks a lot different. You can see here, like the difference in their faces. So she has Connectlon hair and the rest have Saran. But I actually really like her face better and the color of her hair. It's very flattering. And then this is the Fantasy Tales Odette doll. I got her this past flea market season in 2016. I saw her every week from one of the regular sellers. She always had like this doll out, and I thought she sold at some point because she didn't put her out every single week. And then at the very end, the last day of the season that she was set up, she let us look at all of her dolls, and I saw her and I was like, I just have to get her because I love the Swan Lake line. Clearly, I have a lot of them. So then we have Princess Palace Barbie, the African American version. She came with Chrissy. I loved collecting Chrissy dolls as a little kid. I love baby dolls. So I had to get this set when I saw it at Toys R Us, and especially one of the African American version. I'd like to have the blonde someday, but I don't think I've ever seen them. But she's really pretty, and I didn't play with her a lot, but I just really liked collecting African American dolls and Chrissy dolls. See, Splash and Barbie, her name is April, and I have 2 Kelly dolls. I remember when I saw these at Target, I really liked them, especially the African American set, but I didn't buy them for some reason. But then for Christmas, I want to say Christmas 2004, my fake aunt and uncle, Auntie Kim and Uncle Ray, they picked us out a bunch of Barbie stuff, which was really, really nice of them. And I got Sea Splash and Barbie and Kelly, and I was really excited. So I named her April, and her Kelly doll's name is May, and then the duplicate Kelly's name is June. But I love her. And then we have my Pajama Tote Barbie, who is named Star. So my sister collects Skipper dolls. I'm sure you guys know that by now. We will be doing a Skipper video eventually. Everyone keeps asking me about that, but they need to be cleaned and reorganized. So, I mean, they're not dirty, but you know how I am. I'm very particular. She wanted Skipper, and when we saw this set at, I think, Target, we had to get it. I wish I had the African American version. You're going to hear that a lot. I really liked that set, but we got the blonde one, and they came with really cool stuff, so I'm happy to have her. And then we have Stretch Sensation Barbie. So you guys met, if you watched my first part, Travel and Style Barbie, aka Heidi. So the story with Heidi was that I bought her with some change at KB Toys. I loved her. She was my favorite Barbie at the time. Then I cut her hair, and we went everywhere looking for Heidi, but we couldn't find another Travel and Style Barbie. So before I ordered one off eBay, I actually bought Stretch Sensation Barbie at Benny's because I thought she kind of looked like Heidi. So I kind of just bought her as a Heidi replacement, and she's just been there ever since, and I really love her. I don't have her stretchy clothes anymore. I think I got rid of them at some point as a kid because I hate rubber clothes, but she's beautiful. Then we have Dolls of the World Japan Barbie. I got her with my other Dolls of the World I showed you earlier at the flea market for $2. She's really interesting. Like, she's hard to photograph because she has like a lot of red around her eyes and she's so pale. So I feel like pictures just don't show how pretty she is. I hope this video does her justice, but I love her kimono. I love Asian dolls. And then this is Princess of Cambodia. So I can't remember. I think I got her at Benny's and my Princess of Renaissance. I don't remember which one I got for my birthday. I want to say it was her, but I can't remember anymore. But I love her. She's probably my second favorite Dolls of the World doll after my Princess of the Nile. And I mean, look at those earrings and that face. Oh, she's so pretty. I played with her quite a bit too because she's just gorgeous. And then we have Exotic Intrigue Barbie. She's an Avon doll, and I got her with my Dolls of the World. So I don't usually get like a lot of collector type dolls because as a kid I liked the really cheap Playline ones, but I always thought that the collector ones were super beautiful because they have like, they tend to use like the Mackie head mold, and they have really nice clothes. So of course when I saw these at the flea market for like $2 each, I had to get them. I mean, look at her outfit. It's gorgeous, and she's one of the prettiest Barbies by far. And they have a lot of different, I think there's even a Hispanic version of her. I'd love to find more of these. So then we have a Cali Girl Barbie. This is my childhood one named Yolanda. She was my second one. I got Teresa first, who I named Kelsey. I wish I had more of these because I love the Cali Girl line. They're one of my favorite beach lines of all time. They kind of remind me of Brat Sun-Kissed Summer. But I love her and her like super tan skin and her two-toned hair. And then this is her twin, who is from Free Friday Finds. So she's missing her bathing suit top there, but she's really pretty. They have like kind of different looking faces, so I can tell them apart easily. And then this is Secret Spells Barbie. I got her from the Laguna bin, and I remember like she was one of my favorite dolls that I got that day because I always wanted a Secret Spells doll. And I mean, look at her, she's so pretty. And then we have my two Fairytopia Sparkle Fairies. So I have the blue and the pink versions. And the funny thing is, I got them the same weekend. And when I was a kid, I remember when these dolls hit stores. This was before Monster High and like all of the weird things like Monster High. So dolls with like blue and purple skin like were really weird and gross to me. So I didn't like them as a kid. But by the time I found these guys in 2014 secondhand, I had Monster High dolls, so I was okay with Fairytopia. So I got her first at a yard sale on Memorial Day weekend. It was a charity yard sale, and she was with a bunch of my other Fairytopia dolls. If you guys watched one of my Miscellaneous Friends videos, you will have seen them all. But yeah, I got her there, and she was really nice. And then on Monday, Memorial Day, the flea market's open, so we were able to go, and on our way out of the flea market, like one of the last aisles, we found this big raunchy bin of really disgusting dolls. Like, I've never seen dirtier dolls. And I got her in that lot, and actually cheerleader Barbie next to her. She was covered in mold stains and stuff, so poor Barbie. A lot of them were moldy, and some of my brats were really moldy. I love cleaning stuff, so I was really excited to get such dirty dolls. That sounds weird to some people, but the grosser and the grubbier the doll, the more excited I get. And then this is cheerleader Barbie. She's on one of those Everflex bodies, and I was happy to have her because I used to have Dance and Flex Christy, who's like on the same sort of body, but I got rid of her at some point when I was like purging my doll collection pointlessly, and I really miss poor Christy. I have her outfit, but Barbie kind of makes me feel good. And then we have SpongeBob Barbie. I got her at the flea market in 2014. I got like a few dolls for like $5 from this lady. She had Cut and Style Christy from 2002. She had Cool Clips Barbie, one of my generation girls. So I got her as just part of that little lot, and I love her. I always wanted like a SpongeBob doll because I love their cool shirts. I also love the Shrek ones. I really want Shrek. He's mean. Sorry, side note there. Then we have Wedding Bouquet Barbie. She was from Free Friday Finds. She is really cute. It's funny how different though like she looks. She's one of those crossover Barbies because you can see how different the facial screening is. But she's really cute, and she has like this really nice outfit, and I thought she was really awesome when I found her. I hope you guys enjoyed meeting my Barbies. Stay tuned for parts 3 and parts 4 of this video series. And if you want to see pictures of these dolls or read more about them, feel free to check out my Flickr. I'll link it below. I have a whole album just for 2000s Barbies. And until next time, love your dolls, love yourself, and love your life.